Going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith. And ladies and gentlemen, I am pumped up tonight. I'm ready for training camp, only a couple days away. And yes, I'm ready to run through that damn wall. So I appreciate you taking the time on this beautiful weekend, Saturday night, a little bit after 8 o'clock. Maybe you're watching this later. I appreciate you whenever you are taking the time, though, ladies and gentlemen. And if you do enjoy this content, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Love to talk live birds with you sometime. So let's get this thing going. You know, we've been talking about, we got through all of the offense. I went on vacation for a week. I just came back yesterday. We talked about the new helmets, and then we talked about last night, the front seven. So quite the excitement there with this defense. You know that we had a new defense last year, predominantly running odd fronts, but we ran even fronts too. It was almost 50-50. So you love that. Dude, I think these multiple schemes with the personnel we added, a lot of excitement to be had. So we talked about the front seven. If you missed it, go check out that video from yesterday. Put a lot of work into that one. So I hope you enjoyed it. We talked about all those guys, but tonight we are getting into the secondary. So any questions, any comments that you have, I greatly appreciate you taking the time. So let's get it going. My man, Knight in the building. Yo, hope you're having a great night, my man. So appreciate you taking the time. Finally, the first one in. Yeah, man. Appreciate you taking the time every time, dude. It's been great getting to know you. Great talking birds with you. Great getting excited about this season. So it's almost upon us, man. I can't believe it. Bradbury, yeah, and he has a great first name, too. James, love that one. What's going on, my man? B-Mo in the building. Nice to see you, dude. Ready to rock and roll. Let's bounce back, dude. Yeah, Phillies, hey, let's go. I'm 4 for 4 all day. Hey, you were 5 for 5. I'll root for Philly anything, dude. 17 for 17. Whatever teams are Philly, I don't care. Let's go. Now, let's ride with this secondary. If you guys have any questions, comments, as I said, please let me know. And look, if it's about the front seven or whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm here to talk birds. So let's get it going. But we're going to start with the cornerbacks. And, you know, just mentioned here, James Bradbury. You guys remember a couple months ago, we talked about how we could possibly trade for him, restructure that deal, because no way in hell were the Giants going to pay that money, that $20+ million cap hit. So we didn't have to trade for him. You know, he gets cut. We end up signing him. Oh, my God. You add him with Darius Slay. I'm pretty damn excited because, look, another guy, he's like 6'1", whereas, you know, Darius is like 6. Well, he might be 6'1" too. Whatever. He's got about 20 pounds on Darius Slay. That's the point. He can take on some of those bigger wide receivers. So on offense, we talked about adding, you know, the Anquan Bolton to Larry Fitzgerald. You know, I keep making that comparison with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I'm not saying they're there yet, but you have the two different kind of receivers. And I think that for me, on the defense, you did the same thing. So really excited. So let's take a look at this. And you know that we ran mostly nickel formation last year. So you're going to see Avonte Maddox as a starter too. So really excited about that. I thought he did great there. We talked about, you know, had his struggles outside. And, you know, I thought he was a great fit inside, but unfortunately lack of talent there the last couple of years. We had to have him out there. Now last year, put him inside and he did great. So you had Bradbury. That's quite the upgrade over Steven Nelson. So I think the top three, very exciting. But beyond that, you've got a lot of guys here competing. You see Kerry Vincent, Mac McCain there. They brought in last year, only a year under their belt. But, you know, guys that are versatile, can play corner and safety. So the Eagles, you know, they love that. So that's why guys like Blackwell, Joby, and Goodrich brought in as undrafted free agents. A lot of guys that are versatile. You look at Jimmy Moreland, he can move inside, outside. And what a great addition that was. Last year, you traded for Josiah Scott. He can play inside, a little bit outside, but yeah, he needs to be inside. Very little guy, but tough dude. I like the kid. Zach McPherson, look, he was a great pick in my opinion, and very raw. We knew that when he got picked. So a lot of question marks there, but you know, Tay Gowan, I thought was a great pickup in that Zach Ertz trade. So a lot of great additions to this cornerback room. And we talked about you have to have competition there, right? So a lot of young talent there. And, you know, 12 guys competing now. Craig James cut. And some people are like, oh, my God, what's going on? It's like, dude, what's going on is you got the most people at one position, and that's the corner. You know, people are talking about receiver. It's like, look, last year we had 16 wide receivers. So not a big deal, but, you know, it's just, you know, the way it goes, the way she goes, if anybody watches Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, that's the way she goes. It's been great getting to know you. I appreciate you, man. I really do. And yo, speaking of Randy, or I guess that'd be Ray, but Trailer Park Boys. Anyways, late, but better late than never, my man. Yo, so let's keep it going. We just looked at the corners. We're going to talk about here in a second who is on the bubble here. So I think, 1-1. Yeah, I'm going to be checking that out as soon as I get out of here. But I got a lot of stuff to do here. Just got back. So, of course, my life is turned upside down. But we're going to be talking about who is on the bubble. And I just mentioned here, obviously, Zach McPherson, somebody I like. And I want to say that, it's not that he's just going to make the team. What is going on, Nina? Nice to see you. Happy to always have you in the building. And, I hope you're having a great weekend, but let's get it started right now. Get pumped up about this damn Eagles team. Training camp begins on Tuesday, and I am a little bit excited. So happy to see you here. Hope you and the family are doing well. Also watching film on college. That is what's up, man. And look, yeah, I can't wait for next year. It's going to be an exciting time. Jeff, what is going on, dude? We are talking secondary, getting pumped up. We just saw who all the cornerbacks were. Now we're going to talk about who is on that damn bubble. So hold on, got a couple more comments here. A lot of great people in the chat. Definitely always happy to see you guys. Letterkenny, I've been told a million times, people have said I would love that, but I've just not checked it out yet. I definitely will. Facebook user, appreciate you taking the time. You know the drill, though. If you click that link, I'll be able to tell who you are, but appreciate you taking the time. Noah Sewell, yeah, man, a lot of great college picks out there, man, and I cannot wait. And look, I think that, this year we talked about what we had to add, right? So we got a nose tackle. We got ourselves a Sam linebacker. So I think, you've got guys that are definitely going to fit what we're trying to do here because some of these guys will be out the door. But we'll definitely get into that next year, man. I cannot wait. Let's go, Birds. You know it. Great content. Yo, I appreciate you, man. And whoever did recommend you, I appreciate the hell out of them. And, dude, I really appreciate the kind words. And in case you just missed that, I'll show you real quick. We've got the cornerbacks there. Now we're going to look at who I feel is on the bubble. So you saw Zach McPherson there. In my opinion, I really don't think that, he is somebody that is on the bubble. I think with being a draft pick last year, they're going to give him another chance. He was really raw, but he's going to have a chance to learn from those guys. Now, you've got guys like Tay Gowan, Mac McCain, Kerry Vincent, with only the 1 year under their belt with a lot of promise. I really liked Tay Gowan, you guys remember, before that draft. So excited to see what he can do. And then we talked about those undrafted kids in Goodrich, Blackwell, and Joby. And I think the competition is going to be fierce, man, because you got Moreland and Scott with a little bit of experience, 3 years for Moreland, 2 for Scott. But I think that we finally got some competition, and that's what gets me excited about this. And not all of them are going to make it, but a lot of young talent here and a lot of excitement for me. So I think McPherson will be safe, but I'll give you guys at the end here coming up who I feel will make the team. But a lot of question marks, man, and it's going to be really fun. And obviously, a lot of the stuff will probably change by the time we get to camp, but we're going to keep it going regardless. In 2021, it's top 10 selection. Yeah, man, for sure. Definitely. Let's go. You know it. Nice to see you in the building, Backyard Birds. Yo, let's go. The boys is the best. I'll tell you who's not the best, the Cowboys. They suck. Let's go, Birds. But The Boys is one of my favorite shows of all time. That's an amazing show. And also, I'm a fan of Stranger Things too, but I try to tell everyone about The Boys. Wow. What a wild show, man. So I'm with you, Randall. I definitely love that show. Tay Gowan, very excited to see what he can do in this training camp and then preseason. So let's go, man. Very excited about it. But yo, all about if you enjoy this content, hit that like button, subscribe. Appreciate you, Backyard Birds. We're going to keep this bad boy rolling. You saw who I had on the bubble there. But let's take a look now at those safeties. So we talked about some of those guys that could play safety. So maybe that makes it, where you can get rid of some of these other guys that are at safety. So you brought back Anthony Harris. You let Rodney McLeod walk. And I thought, we talked about one of those guys was going to stay. I thought it would be Rodney, not Anthony, but it is what it is, And I think, with Kayvon and Marcus, there was a lot of question marks. A lot of people, were very scared. We talked about, adding Tyrann Mathieu. He went home to New Orleans. Can't blame him, whatever. Sucks. But adding Jaquiski Tart for me was a great addition there. So, adding a guy like that into this room, you have 3 guys in Epps, Tart, and Harris that can all get, you can share snaps. You don't have to have someone like a Rodney McLeod playing every damn snap. So I really love to see, we actually have some guys at safety now where you feel more comfortable. You know how I feel about Andre Sasha-Ray. I love the fact that he can help you as a safety, a nickel corner, a special teams ace. I love what he was able to do last year. I'm really hopeful that he makes this squad. And then a lot of question marks for Kayvon Wallace. But, I thought that he has shown he has a little bit of promise. So this coaching staff, going to see what they can do with him. But then you've got some young guys in Jared Maiden, Reed Blankenship. So I think that it's nice to see some competition, but I'll be real with you, man. I would obviously be all for, as we've talked about, a trade for Jesse Bates. I think this team would be definitely a Super Bowl contender. I feel right now, if things work the way they do, you could definitely contend. It just depends on I have no idea how things are going to work. That's a long time from now. There's injuries to our team, other teams. Who knows what could happen? But you've got the talent. If this defense, people forget or just don't realize, well, first off, they don't even know that we were an effing team that ran out front. So that's wild. But we're actually 8th in points allowed and 9th in yards allowed. So, I know we struggled at the beginning of the year, but these are young coaches and new schemes for all these players with a lot of lacking talent, especially on defense. So I thought, people were rushing to judgment for some of these people. So I'm excited with all of these starters we added and all the just other pieces. I'm really excited about this team. So I think the safeties, they get me pumped up there when you look at them. So let's talk about who is actually on the bubble. Now, I mentioned Andre Sasha-Ray, and I love what this dude is able to do. As I talk about, you provide yourself depth at 2 different positions on defense. And then also you are somebody that can really kick some ass on special teams. Dude, that right there to me, that's a guy that's going to make the team, So that's somebody that, he's on the bubble. I'm not just going to say that he's going to make the team. Now, I was a little more confident before Jaquiski Tart was here, but I think he's still going to have to battle it out. I thought Jared Maiden did great there. He's a strong safety, but the dude actually can play a little bit of free safety as he did at Alabama. He can help you on special teams. And then the same for Reed Blankenship. So, again, there is actual competition there, and that is something that gets me pretty effing excited. So, again, we'll take a look. You see, we'll start with the corners here. These are all of the cornerbacks that we have. And the Slay, Maddox, and Bradbury, they've got those starting positions locked down. The rest of the guys, that's the competition. Honestly, I think it's just McPherson. And then the rest of the guys are who have to battle for what are those last maybe 1 or 2 spots. So I'm going to show you that at the end of the show here in a minute. So let's keep this rolling. One last look at all of the safeties. You see 7 guys there all competing. Those first 3 there, I think, obviously make the team. How many do you actually keep? And I'd love to hear your thoughts. So let me know who you think is on the bubble. Who do you think we are going to keep? Who gets cut? Ooh, it's going to be exciting to actually just have some effing competition this training camp. So let's go. I'm very excited about it. Harris was not bad last season. Ep showed, oh, dude, you guys know I really like Harris. Love the fact that he is a very versatile guy. I'm going to get into that here in a little bit more detail in a second. But I think, we've all talked about this a million times, that Harris and Epps and Tart all are versatile guys who can play free safety, strong safety. They're going to move around. We play a lot of 2-shell high safeties in that zone that we play. So very excited about this, D, and I'm excited about the pieces we do have. But again, I would not be against adding Jesse Bates. I would love that. But we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Again, there's no excuses here. Well, dude, I don't really know why people are so hard on him. I think people don't realize that he's a really smart dude. And what he was trying to do was really seeing if his system worked. And weirdly enough, it did, even with no nose tackle, a Sam linebacker and Jannard Avery that is not Hassan Reddick, no interior linebackers like you have in Nakobe Dean and Kaiser White. Quite the upgrade in Bradbury over Steven Nelson. You got Jaquiski Tart into the safety room. So I think all these additions, we talked about how the number 1 priority was drafting Jordan Davis, getting that nose tackle who is going to make Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave feast as those 5-3 technique guys in those odd fronts. So, cannot wait. So it's going to be a very exciting time, ladies and gentlemen. Go check out that front 7 video. If you missed it yesterday, we talked about all of the different schemes that we're going to see, but I'm going to show you a little bit more here. Don't leave just yet. I'm very, very, very excited about this, but dude, I'm pumped. And I think, Gannon's going to show, and I think this is going to be Gannon's last year because he's going to show why teams are already asking him to be a head coach. He got the pieces that he needed, and it's time to shine. So let's take a look at this secondary. Now, some people are going to lose their minds about who's the starter, safety, this, that, the other thing. For me, I don't care. I can't wait to see the training camp and preseason battles. Who wants to win those jobs? But again, I think all 3 of these guys are going to get to see some playing time, maybe even all at the same time, which we'll talk about in a second. So I really think that you guys should all hopefully feel the excitement that I am. And look, it's all on paper, but it's going to take time to gel, and who knows how long it's going to be bumpy roads. But if this thing starts clicking, teams could be in trouble. And you got a tough test week too. You're going to find out. And if you lose to the Vikings, it's going to be tough, but you're going to get a tough test. A great running back, a great wide receiver, a quarterback who sucks in prime time. So it's going to be very interesting. But look, I think it's a tough test, and I cannot wait to see what this team does. But let's take a gander at who I have making this damn team. So for me, we talked about those three guys that are going to be the starter. I think it's the consensus. We all know that. But man, I found this to be very, very, very hard because there's a lot of young talent here. And look, you're going to try to stash some of those other guys and Joby, hopefully, Goodrich, maybe, onto that practice squad. And we'll see what happens. But man, McPherson, I don't think goes anywhere. Jimmy Moreland, I love the grit that dude brings. I think he is just made for Philly. I really would love to see him make this roster, having that versatility to play inside and outside. And then Tay Gowan, we talked about him, somebody that a great addition in that Zach Ertz trade. And I thought, getting someone that we wanted, before that draft, he was a 6th rounder there, but they just added competition. This year, people are upset in the draft. We didn't take another 6th rounder. And it's like, look, man, we already have one. We got Tay Gowan. We've got a million of them, actually. So you saw those guys. I think we could definitely keep 6 of them. I know this is a lot of secondary, but the league is changing. And when you run odd fronts, you need less front 7 and more secondary. So that's just where my head is at. We'll see what the Eagles do, but those are the corners. Now the safety position. I think Anthony Harris and Jaquiski Tartt could definitely be the starters. Now, again, Marcus Epps could definitely win himself a job. Can't wait. We're going to do this kind of stuff again after camp and preseason. We're going to talk about who the projected starters are, all that great stuff, but this is just where I have it right now. But again, Kayvon Wallace, this is his last year. He better step it up. I really think, he's got talent there, but injuries and things have held him back. I'm wishing the best for him. And then a guy like Andre Sachare, I've mentioned it a million times, bringing that talent on special teams and being able to play a nickel corner as well as that free safety. I think that just really, it's hard to let a guy like that go. Gannon has known him since Indianapolis. So I really just feel that somebody, and I think maybe even Minnesota. So I just think this is a no-brainer that dude is our special teams guy. And we talk about some of those other linebackers when we're talking about the front 7. Special teams is very, very important. But yeah, I have 11 effing guys in the secondary. So that's wild, I know. And I had 7 linebackers, but that was 2 Sam linebackers and 5 middle linebackers. So go check that video out yesterday. And if you add up all of the videos, you will see we got to 53. So look, man, this is going to be very exciting to see who wins these battles. But I will be back. Not sure if it's tomorrow or Monday, but we're going to talk about the top 10 battles to keep your eyes on. But we've been talking about all of it. So if you missed any of these videos, go check out whatever specific position you want to hear about. You want to know every single guy, check those out. But before we go, let's check out some of Gannon's multiple defensive schemes. So yesterday we talked about a lot of confusion this year about, the Eagles are changing defense. No, they aren't. They did, yes. Last year that it already, it happened. So, oh, man, for the millionth time, we are running odd fronts, and we're going to do it again. The base scheme, 3-4. Love to see it with the addition of Jordan Davis, with Hassan Reddick there, Kaiser White, Nakobe Dean, James Bradbury, Jaquiski Tartt. A lot of starters there. So going to take a second to gel, but cannot wait till it does. I think this is going to be a dominant defense. But you keep it moving. You look at, we actually ran this 22% of the time last year without a lack of personnel. So that's crazy. 28% of the time we ran this 3-3-5, I think, with Hassan Reddick. You can obviously add some different pieces in there, whether it's Davian Taylor, TJ Edwards. You want to run a stack 3-3-5, but this is an odd formation of the nickel. So you get Avonte Maddox in there. You take one of those linebackers off, and look, this is great. This is what we talked about. Getting someone like Jordan Davis is like having 2 dudes in the middle there. That is a zero shade, one technique guy that's going to feast. So you love to see that. And these are some things that you're going to see a lot of. But one of the formations you saw a lot of last year was nickel, and 41% of the time. So you're going to see a lot of this, but obviously with those new additions, things can definitely change. But having 2 linebackers in Kaiser White and Nakobe Dean able to cover, it's going to be huge, man. And I cannot wait. But we're here to talk about the secondary. So talk about the versatility. Some of these other guys, in corners, the safeties, but the safeties is what I want to talk about here. So we know that the nickel is run a lot, but big nickel. That's something we have mentioned where you could see 3 safeties on the field at the time, whatever 4 linemen you want to put out there. You want to put, Jordan Davis maybe in there, Josh Sweat instead of Brandon Graham. You want to get whoever the hell, maybe Kayvon Wallace instead of Jaquiski Tart. Maybe he lines up better with somebody. It's all about accentuating to these players' skill sets and all about the matchups. Whoever, the offense has on the other side of the ball, whatever formation they're running, that's what we're trying to do here. So this team is very versatile. It's not just the players. I mean, this whole scheme. So when they're on the damn field, maybe you see the offense changes formation. You are able to turn into a 4-2, a 3-4, whatever you want to do. A lot of these guys can play different positions. So something we talked about with the front seven yesterday with the safeties as well. So you could definitely see a lot. You're going to see a lot of different schemes from Jonathan Gannon. So very, very excited about it. What is going on, my man, Mitch? Not much, brother. Just getting done here with the secondary show, finishing up this training camp series, getting ready for Tuesday. But obviously before that, in the next couple of days, I will be coming out with the top 10 video. But Mitch, I hope you are doing well. Appreciate you taking the time, my man. Doesn't have any excuses. Agree. Use the DL. Yeah, man. And I don't really think, people keep saying that, but it's like, last year they didn't give him the pieces. So for me, it was like, he's doing what he can with it. And that was why the focus right away in the offseason was you have to add a nose tackle. You have to add, and we talked about Jordan Davis. We talked about Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White, Nakobe Dean, all of those people. That's why you had to add them. If you're going to run this kind of defense, that would be the way I would be pissed off. But I'm not pissed because this is what he needed. They gave it to him. So this year, I think it's his first year with actual people, and I think he'll be gone. I think people have it wrong. And I'm not trying to be a jerk to you guys. I'm just saying I think people have it backwards. I think this dude will be gone because he's going to do so well. I think this defense is going to kick some ass. As I said, they were top 10 in yards and points allowed by the end of the year. So they really improved, and that was without all these pieces we just added. There was like 6 new starters right there, dude, out of 11. So pretty wild. I'm pretty excited about it, though. What is going on? My man JP in the building, dude. Nice to see it. Yeah. And I did it before I even saw it. See? So what is up, my man? But dude, just actually finishing up, dude. But I appreciate you. If you guys enjoyed this content, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe. If you missed out, you're just joining in like JP here. Maybe you want to do yourself a favor and me a favor. Rewatch this, get some information here about these battles before training camp. Let me know how you feel about it down below. I always love to hear your thoughts, and let me know how you feel about this, who you have making the roster. I mean, I always want to hear what you guys have to say. So appreciate the hell out of all of you guys, but still so much to do since I've been back, and it's just so much fun. But tomorrow, going to be back. And I'm really going to try to be back tomorrow and do the top 10. I had another idea too before that, but we're going to see. We'll see. So going to try. If not, I'll be back Monday. So we're going to see how it plays out. What you can do is subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on, and you will know when we're talking birds next. So I appreciate every single one of you guys taking the time on this weekend. I hope you're having a great weekend so far. Hope you're staying safe out there, but that is all I got for you. And it is killer out there. So I hope you guys are all staying hydrated out there. I know I'm working up a sweat just getting so damn excited about this Eagles team. So every single one of you, I love you. Appreciate you taking the time. Again, if you have any questions, comments, you could leave them down below. You can always reach out to me on any of these platforms down below. I seriously appreciate every single one of you. If you missed any of these videos, whether it was the front seven on defense, whether it was special teams, you want to hear about the specialists, the return specialists, go check that out. You want to hear about the quarterbacks, running backs, whatever it is, receivers, tight ends, offensive line, it's out there. Go check it out. Every single one of them broken down like this was tonight. So I hope you enjoyed this series, but we're going to finish it up with the top 10, and I hope that you guys will enjoy it. Just hit that like. Yo, appreciate. Glad you made this. Hey, man. And I'm glad you like it. And I hope you like all those other ones. Let me know in those comments, man. I always get back to you guys. I figured out how to turn on the notifications where I could see stuff. So always getting back to you guys on YouTube. Really appreciate, finding some of you guys out here. All of you guys I appreciate, but I just mean some. I know there's a million more. So we're going to keep spreading that brotherly love, keep finding those diehards, and getting ready for a very, very exciting season. So thank you again. And one more time, if you need anything, I always say it, but I truly mean it. You want to talk about birds, you need a friend, you want to talk about life, you can always reach out to those of you who do. I appreciate the hell out of all of you guys. If any of you reached out during my vacation last week and you felt I ignored you, please feel free to reach out again. Tag me in something, whatever. I was not trying to ignore you. I try to keep up with everything, but It was chaos, but it was enjoyable chaos. So, yeah, I hope you guys are all well. It's nice to be back, but I hope you enjoyed this show tonight. So I will be back later, maybe tomorrow. But until next time, this has been Jimmy Smith with On the Road to Victory. Oh, I cannot wait. Training camp's Tuesday, guys. Just think about that. A couple days. I can taste it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a great rest of your weekend. And as always, go Birds!